Greetings, boys and girls. I am a day late, but never a dollar short. Welcome back to Travel Confessions of a Cubicle Dweller. Hey, boys and girls, I am back. I hope everyone is looking good and feeling good. I've been seeing several memes that people are feeling like this January was a trial month. Well, guess what? Chinese New Year's in a few days, so let's start over there. As per usual, guys, we're gonna do some quick housekeeping. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the podcast. Share with your friends, family, foes, whoever. Follow me on IG at cubicle_dweller. Life has been lifing, but I'm about to restart Be a Tourist in Your Own Town, and that's where all the pictures are. You can also message me there too for show ideas. I mentioned in the last podcast that I'm going to start interviews, so the next podcast will feature a guest. I am super excited about that too, guys. I'm also designing merch, and I hope to have that store up by the next podcast too. Also, if you want to support the podcast or the Be a Tourist in Your Own Town movement, you can buy me a coffee. The link will be available in the show notes. Matter of fact, guys, all of my links will be available in the show notes. So let's get into it. If you're following me over on cubicle_dweller, you'll know that we have a twofer. Our first mantra is self-care ain't selfish. Say it with me, guys. Self-care ain't selfish. I know, it's not grammatically correct, but it hits differently this way. Take it in. Feel it in your spirit, guys. Self-care is not selfish. The second mantra is caring for myself is a priority regardless of how busy I am. I know. That's a long one, but stay with me. Caring for myself is a priority regardless of how busy I am. I chose these two because I wanted generic sentiments about self-care. I don't care how you self-care, just that you do. There seems to be a misunderstanding about what exactly self-care is, but let's talk about those misunderstandings. One is that it's selfish. Other misconceptions are that self-care is expensive, self-care takes too much time, self-care is only for people with mental health, and self-care is anything that soothes you. Now, these are just a few of the common misconceptions, guys. There are a whole lot others. Now, let's debunk these myths. As the mantra say, guys, self-care is definitely not selfish. If you aren't good, how can you be good for others? Self-care is about caring for yourself, not about taking away from others. Being selfish means one is taking from another person, often to the other person's detriment. Self-care is about making sure you are whole without depleting another person. A few years ago, guys, I was living under the adage of, when you get on a plane, it says put your oxygen mask on first. That's kind of what self-care is. You can't care and help for somebody else if you're gasping for air. So you gotta put your oxygen mask on first, guys. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to save yourself first. The next one is, bear with me, guys. Self-care doesn't have to be expensive or seen as a luxury. Taking a stroll through the park or listening to calming music or journaling can all be viewed as self-care. And guess what, guys? They cost completely nothing. And as you know, with my Be a Tourist in Your Town movement, I'm all about free things to do in your town. So check IG and Facebook for something free to do in your city. People also think self-care takes up too much time. In this American society, in certain cultures, people wear overworking, stress, and fatigue as a badge of honor. And guess what, guys? That is not okay. Listen to me. It is not okay. The reality is that something small and simple may be more impactful than something that takes several hours. Practicing self-care does not have to be time-consuming or unrealistic to maintain. And by the way, guys, I am putting together a self-care guide that will be available probably by the next podcast. And it includes some 5-minute self-care things that you can do. Like I said, it should be available by the next podcast. I have somebody working on the details and all that kind of stuff, but it includes all these things that are considered, again, just to kind of help you with self-care, things that you might not have thought about, things that you are doing. Again, a little section on like 5-minute, little meditation guides or practices and things of that sort, apps that you can use, etc. Self-care is for people with poor mental health. Self-care is essential for mental health and overall well-being. Self-care is important to maintaining a healthy relationship with yourself. Self-care is anything that soothes you. Well, guys, that's a yes and a no. Self-care can include healthy, self-soothing activities, but please be mindful not to overindulge or partake in activities that are harmful, compulsive, or addictive. Not only does self-care look different for everybody, there are also 4 categories of self-care. Did you know that? It's a really interesting section, guys. There's physical self-care, which is exercise, sleep, relaxation techniques, journaling, just to name a few. There's emotional self-care, which is therapy, meditation, basically anything that heals your feelings. There's mental self-care, which could be practicing gratitude or mindfulness or reading a book or spiritual activities. And as you know, guys, this is a travel podcast, so guess what? Travel is self-care. Whether a staycation or traveling domestically or abroad, travel is absolutely a form of self-care. You guys might remember back in the podcast it talks about relaxation, where it says staycations are actually as beneficial as actually traveling someplace. So tuck that in your cap, guys. I can recall some years ago being so stressed out at a job and saying that I needed to wake up in another city, and I promptly began planning my trip to Atlanta to visit my friend so I could wake up in another city. Travel helps you rejuvenate your mind and soul. Travel can be calming and can be a stress release. And it's not necessarily what you do on vacation. It's just the act of getting away. It's probably not best to have a full itinerary when you travel, and enjoy some of the downtime. You may also want to pack a travel diffuser while you're on vacation for some aromatherapy. I have one and I completely love it. If you don't feel like packing a travel diffuser, you can also drop a few drops of essential oil in your shower for a refreshing shower. And you can also put a few drops of essential oil on your pillowcase. The most important thing to remember while on vacation is to relax and enjoy yourself. And I make sure that even when I'm traveling, whether it's for business or pleasure, that I take time to do things that are for myself. So typically, my little baby niece lives in Lake Havasu, and so when my mother and I visit, of course we're doing a lot of things that revolve around spending time with her, but I make sure that I spend some time near the lake. Water is very calming for me. It's a very peaceful thing that I do. And so oftentimes I'll leave my mother with my brother and my little niece, and I will take a drive down to the lake and just sit by and listen to the waves crash and watch the seagulls fly and those kind of things and relax. So even if you're taking a family trip, and you've got to do all these other things and be involved with all these other people, make sure that you get away and that you have some time to do something that's just for you. It is imperative. Don't let societal pressures, time constraints, and feelings of guilt keep you from practicing self-care. And don't compare your self-care routine to anyone else's. Much like we are individuals, so are our self-care practices. Again, be on the lookout, guys, for that self-care guide, which will have like all these tips and tricks and, like I said, apps that you could use to help you practice self-care, and a little 5-minute, self-care guide, because maybe that's all you have is 5 minutes from the time you park your car in the parking lot till you need to be sitting at your desk, because guess what, for some crazy reason we're returning to office, but that's a podcast for a completely different day. And again, guys, all the show notes, everything's going to be listed in the show notes, the resources, links to all the links that I mentioned, the Bio Coffee, the Instagram, the downloadable guide. Again, look out. The next time you hear this podcast, guys, I'm going to have a guest, and I'm pretty excited about that. And I hope you guys are excited about that as well. And until next time, boys and girls, happy and safe travels.